All right, everybody. I'm Kyle Bailey. I help home service businesses, and I'm here to help you today rank your website. What we're talking about today is the new 2026 ranking factors report that was released. And what we're going to talk about today is posting on the GBP. Okay, so what this is posting your updates. And I pulled a client, I blurred everything out for specifics, but this is a business profile that we manage. So you can see here a red, that means there's a review that's new and it has not been answered. Uh, Photos, where you can post your photos, you can create post, you can of course pay for ads. They really want you to do that. Edit products, services. So products is a big opportunity because you can talk about different, like if you're a roofer, you can do shingles and different the underlayment. If you use proprietary decking, most people don't, but if you did, you could post that there. A lot of people use branded underlayment, so that when the underlayment is on the roof, it's putting their brand out there. That's a really great opportunity to just put another branding option out there and get a link, because you get a link back to your website from that. So services, fill out all your services. We talked about that in the last video. What we're going to talk about today is specific posting that you can do. So let's take a look at what the battle is. What is the battle that you're facing? Well, the battle is you want to get into this top three, right? Number 3 position is right here. If you're number 4, you might as well not be there, because people are going to call the first 3. They're going to call the first 3 folks that are on the map that return for your keyword. So if you're a roofer, roofing company near me, roofing repair near me, and then or roofing repair city, in this case Chicago. In this case, we're looking at remodeling company Chicago, because I'm dealing with a remodeling company on the example. So when your prospective customer is looking for someone, they're going to search remodeling company Chicago, remodeling company Oak Park, wherever they're at, and you've got 3 shots here. Okay, you don't want to be one of these folks. See, here's the top 3, and here's everybody else. Now, Forever, they have great reviews, but they don't get it. Arete Renovators, great reviews. They're not getting it. They're outside the top 3. Okay, so what we're looking to try to do is help you move into that top 3. And this is one of the primary ranking factors that have been released, which is activity on your GBP. Now, before we get off this, I just want to note something real fast. Now it's 5:03. These folks close at 6. These folks close at 7. These folks close at 7. Look at this. Forever closes at 5. Well, no, they're open 24 hours. This one closes soon at 5. I started this video before 5 p.m. That's why that's still on. So it's just something to think about, because we covered this in the last video, that open hours are a big deal. And we showed live in a live test on that video, and you can go watch that one, where you could see the listings drop as soon as the closing time passed. Okay. So these are real. These are real ranking factors. This is not just smoke and mirrors. Okay. So how do we get you from this 4, 5, 6 position, or a lot of you poor guys are lower than that. Sometimes you're 15, you're 20, right? How do we get you to the top 3? Well, one of the ranking factors is posting. So in your activity on the GBP, this is what it looks like. Okay. And all you need to do is a couple of times a week at most. You're not looking at like a really big heavy lift here, but go in a couple of times a week, add a photo, add 3 or 4 photos from a job, make a post using one of those photos, tell a little bit about the story. You know, we went in, we redid this kitchen from, it was a 90s era kitchen. We moved it, we updated it into current. We use these materials, we use these countertops, we use this backsplash. Tell the story a little bit. Okay. You can, of course, advertise. They always want you to pay for ads. Then take a look at your services. Always review your services. And one of the reasons you do that, Google adds in services to your listing. you will see services in your listing that you did not put there. I'll give you a good example. This is a Dallas DFW area remodeling company. In Texas, there are no basements. There just are no basements in Texas. So basement remodeling would not be a primary category, but Google constantly tries to put basement remodeling back in. Now, why do I not want that in there? Well, it's just one more thing to dilute the pool, right? Why dilute the pool with things that you don't do? You know, if you're a roofer, they might have metal roofing as a service in your GBP. They might keep trying to put that in there. Well, you just want to remove it because you're updating your GBP, number one. So you're showing activity, but you also want to have your services to be active. Okay. So the next thing that's really helpful and it's a great opportunity is to do Q&A. Now the Q&A section will, you can ask a question about a business. I'll show you on one of these folks in here. So let's just go to Maya Construction Group. So right here, ask a question. Now see, they're smart. They're doing it. And you can go in and look at the questions they've asked. Who will I work with? Do you serve suburbs outside Chicago? Are you licensed and insured? These are great questions. These are real common core questions. And you can ask the questions yourself and you can, of course, answer them yourself. But this is really effective. Now, I'll tell you, take it one step further. Ask and answer that same question on your website. Now, you can, a really smart thing to do is to look at, if we go back to, let's get out of this. How do we get out of this? We'll just go down here. See if that works. Well, Google really likes to load these suckers sometimes. Well, we'll just, let's see, we'll just refresh it. Okay, now what you'll see down here is the people also asked section. Okay, so these are common questions that Google sees as relevant. So if we know that Google sees a question as relevant, makes sense that we would want to ask and answer that question ourselves, right? So ask that question on your website, answer it on your website, use that on your social media channels, ask the same question, put the same answer in. You can vary it up if you want to, run it through ChatGPT and rewrite it. And these are really, really strong questions. Now I'll show you something else. If you click these questions and unclick them, every time you do that, it adds a few more. And what you can do is just grab the entire pile, put them in a spreadsheet, and have your team answer one question a week. Gives you another blog post opportunity. You should be blogging with AI. It's resurrected blogging as a valid and legitimate activity for websites again. And yeah, just keep clicking these until, eventually you'll get down to the point where they're not relevant anymore and you've exhausted whatever Google thinks it is. But with remodeling, it's probably hard to do that. So you can easily get a list of 20 or 30 questions here to answer and just answer one a week on your website. Make that part of your social posting strategy, and then ask and answer that question on your GBP. All right. Now, the last thing I want to talk about real fast is answering reviews. All right. So if we look at reviews here, see, yeah, these folks are doing a good job. So you got a new review, 5-star review. Now look at this. If they're smart, they're helping their customers by saying, hey, will you leave us a review and please mention kitchen remodel? And you might say something like, here's a beginning sentence. We used Maya Construction for our kitchen remodel, and don't try to get them, don't try to get them to color the review. Okay. You know, they're happy. Send them a review request, ask them to mention the keyword. It's really, really strong. If they don't, you can use the answer to, I would have put kitchen remodel in here and I would have popped in a couple of other details. That's what I would recommend. So Menglin, thank you so much for the review. We're so happy that the kitchen remodel was a good experience for you. We hope you enjoy those quartz countertops. We enjoyed the design on the cabinet, designing and installing these cabinets for you. The two-tone design turned out really nice, blah, blah, blah. Put some more details in there. Now, there's a lot of There's a lot of thought out there that says that the answers don't do anything for you keyword wise, but there's also clear evidence that it gets pulled into basically like answer summaries. So one of the big things that's happening right now is you're now getting summaries into the actual GBP returns. Okay, so that just tells you that Google is pulling with Gemini summaries and placing those into the actual returns, like this section over here. So if you look at it, I don't know if any of these do it, but I'm starting to see this more and more. So they've been loading um, reviews like this, but I have begun to see summaries in this section where it'll say Chai Renovation and Design. This company offers remodeling, kitchen remodeling, and their reviews are above average, something like that. It'll have a summary like that in this place where the review goes. So it's something that you're seeing more and more, and the more information you give it, even in the way that you answer questions and answer reviews, all that information is going to get put into the stew that goes into your AI summary. Okay, so details, answering questions, posting detailed posts from jobs, these all are going to benefit you in the long run. So hope that helps. Happy marketing. Go out there and win top 3 placement.